Okay, good evening, teacher. My name is Darlene Moreno. In this opportunity, I'm going to talk about the cultural analysis of leadership practice in Peru and in China. Mhm. About introduction, this analysis explores leadership in Peru and in China, two cultures shaped by distinct historical and cultural contexts. Peru values hierarchy and personal relationships, while China emphasizes collective structure and respect for authority influenced by the Confucianism. The report examines leadership in three areas: socially, where personal relationship in Peru and ones in China are key. Politically, where Peru values conscious and China has centralized authority, and in business, where Peru focus on long-term relationship and China prioritize strategic planning. The analysis aims to offer insight for effective leadership in a globalized world. Leadership approach in each country. About leadership in Peru, this influenced by its colonial story, indigenous cultures, is currently shaped by the President Dina Boluarte collaborative and flexibly approach. She focused on forming strategic alliances like her 2024 visit to China and to the boost trade and technology for Peru's development. Like many Peruvians see a relationship with China as chance for economic growth. There are concerns about the over-dependence and lack of economic diversification. Additionally, there is a growing demand for more active political participation, reflecting mixed feelings toward leadership in countries. There are four characteristics. The first one is hierarchy and respect for authority, right? Peruvian leadership is hierarchical with authority concentrated in leaders, reflective cultural values of stability and power imbalance. The second is interpersonal relationships. Building personal connection is key in Peru, as trust of collaboration leads to better results and motivate teams. The third one is adaptability. The Peruvian leaders must be reflected to address dynamic economic and social change, especially in dealing with challenges like integrate indigenous communities. And the last one, role of followers. The followers values clear guidance and support, emphasize teamwork and mutual support to strengthen cohesions and motivations. About the leadership in China, is shaped by Confucian values of harmony, respect of hierarchy, and prioritizing groups' welfare over individual interest. The President Xi Jinping leads with an autocratic, centralized approach, focusing on long-term goals like the China's dream and expanding China's global influence through initiatives like Belt and Road Initiative. China's collective cultures foster acceptance of the leadership's decisions, minimizing criticisms. However, growing concerns about issues like corruptions and limit freedoms indicate a shift of citizens' expectations. Uh, we have four characteristics. The first one is harmony and collectivism. Chinese leaders prioritize groups' harmony, making decisions for collective benefit to avoid conflict and promote cooperation influenced by Confucians. The second is hierarchical approach. Leadership in China is hierarchical with respect for authority and obedience. Leaders are seen as wise guides who maintain order and stability. The second one is indirect leadership. Chinese leadership involves indirect communications, avoiding confrontation, and favor diplomatic, conscience-driven approach influenced by the Taoist philosophy. Role of followers. Followers in China are expected to be loyal, disciplined, and committed, with a focus of obedience, teamwork, strengthening both social of organizational cohesions. Okay, in this case, we have comparative analysis of leadership in Peru and in China. About the similarities, we have three: respect for hierarchy. Both have a strong hierarchical structures shaped by history and cultural traditions. In Peru, hierarchy is influenced by the colonial heritage, while in China is rooted Confucius values emphasizing the respect the authority. The second is importance of interpersonal relationship. Building personal, trustworthy relationship is the key to leadership success in the both countries. In Peru, it's about creating meaningful connections, while in China, group harmony to trust are the prioritized. And the third one, group orientation. Both cultures value collective achievements. In Peru, teamwork is supported by adaptability, while in China, decisions are made to benefit the group rather than individuals' confusion on cooperation. And the difference, we have two. Communication style. In Peru, leaders are direct and expressive, forcing open communication. In China, leaders use indirect diplomatic communication to avoid conflict, maintain harmony, influenced by Confucian value. Second one, decision making. In Peru, Peruvian leaders are flexible and adapt to changing circumstances, while Chinese leaders focus on structured decision making and group consensus guided by stability in foresight. And the last one, leader-follower relationship. In Peru, followers are more participative and expect support in critical moments. In China, the relationship is more formal and rigid, with followers showing created obedience and loyalty to leaders. Okay, about the third point, conceptualizations of key lessons learned. The key lessons about relationship in Peru and China emphasize the role of cultural concept in shaping leader styles. In Peru, leadership is influenced by flexibility and adaptability, with strong focus interpersonal relationships and mutual trust. In China, relationship is rooted in Confucianism and collectivism, prioritizing harmony, consensus, and stability. Key takeaways include the need for leaders to adapt their styles to cultural expectations, flexibilities, and pragmatism in Peru, and diplomacy and concession in China. In both countries, interpersonal relationships are vital, but in Peru, they develop quickly and directly, while in China, they are essential for long-term unity and loyalty. So, in conclusions, the analysis of leadership in Peru and China highlights how cultural, historical, and philosophical factors shape the leadership styles. Sorry. And in Peru, leadership is flexible, adaptive, yeah, and focus on interpersonal relationship and teamwork. While in China is more hierarchical, collective, and centered around harmony, diplomacy, and consensus. But both cultures emphasize respect for hierarchy and the importance of relationship, but express that differently. The key lesson is that leadership must be adapted to cultural expectations, and understanding this difference is crucial for effective global leadership in the diverse world. So thank you very much to listen me. And this is the reference. Yeah, this is all. Thanks.